God bless and good morning again to everyone. Pray that you're having a wonderful, blessed day. It's kind of warm outside again today, so you want to still continue to stay hydrated. Make sure you get plenty of fluids in you to be sure, especially if you're working on the outside. It's going to be a little bit cooler this week, I believe, maybe by a few degrees, but now a few degrees make a whole lot of difference when you're talking about triple digits. Well, we're ready for another continuous show that Cumberland County provides for us every second and fourth Wednesday of the month. Cumberland County, since the last part of last year, started bringing a very important program for the community, and we entitled it Rise and Shine Cumberland County. And what Rise and Shine Cumberland County brings forth events, resources that's available within the county that would help you out. You know, there's so many resources available within Cumberland County that many people have very little knowledge of, even free resources that we need. So what we are doing every second and fourth Wednesday at 9 a.m., we take time to interview different organizations within the community to be able to share with the community what's available to you. And we're blessed this morning to have guests from Cumberland County Public Library System. Yes, Public County Library System is here with us this morning. We got every facet that represents, if it deals with Cumberland County Library System, we have them here this morning. And they're gonna share with you different parts of the library system that would help us. So when we're talking about summer reading, we're still in the summer months. So summer reading, in fact, reading is a lifelong event. It's not something you just do during the school system time, and we know even year-round schools is already starting back now. So summer reading is not just summer reading, but just reading period to be able to continue to educate ourselves. And we have several staff members from the library system that's going to guide us this morning as we continue to deal with different aspects of reading. So I'm going to start with my near right. And please introduce yourselves. Tell them your name briefly, what your source is, where you work at, and maybe a little bit about what you can help them with.
My name is Tracy. I am a events and communication specialist at the library. I work at headquarters downtown. And I handle social media and marketing for the library system. I also work in the with programs. So the programs that you see at all our branches originate through the headquarters programming division.
Okay, thank you.
I'm Danielle Ellis. I'm the Special Projects Liaison for Cumberland County Public Library. My job is unique in that I get to travel to all 8 branches and work with not only our staff but patrons across Cumberland County. So having 8 branches in our system.
8 branches.
8 library branches.
We're going to talk about that.
Yes, we touch every corner of Cumberland County. And so my job is unique in that I get to be out there working through special projects in each of our branches.
And I'm Joseph. I run the library's local history department, which is located at the headquarters library. And we can help patrons from anything with family history and genealogy, if they have family history in the area or even outside the area, to local history. Like maybe you want to know who owned your house 60 years ago. We can help with that too.
Okay, we're going to be digging in on yours a little bit then. Amen. And one thing now you mentioned is the headquarters. That's where you at. Where is the headquarters library located?
The headquarters library is on 300 Maiden Lane, so it's near Hay Street and right across from Sager Stadium where the Woodpeckers play.
And again, we're your host, co-pastor Al McAllister with
Pastor Teresa McAllister from Rafa Ministries.
And we want to get started with this because time elapsed so quickly. When you start talking about library, most of us just think about books. We thinking library, thinking books. Someone educate us on the expanse of library beyond books. Help us with that because that's what come to mind for us. I'm gonna go and check out a book, maybe sit down and read, and that's it. Help us understand what we're really missing out on just that thought process.
Well, in addition to books, the library has programs. As I mentioned earlier, I work in the programming division. And so they have programs for all ages, for children, teens, and adults, even seniors. For instance, yesterday we had a program for adults called Indy Car Race. And in the past, we had a similar program for children and parents. saw it and they said, well, why don't you do something like that for adults? So we did. And so we listened to our community and we tried to do programs that we know they will be interested in attending.
Okay.
So that's one thing. So
That's just one thing. And how often is that updated? Is that
we update it. We do programs every month.
every month?
Monthly, yes.
Okay.
Yep. Yep. So if you go to our calendar of events, which if you go to our website, you can go to our calendar of events and you can filter. So for instance, if your library is Cliffdale, the Cliffdale Regional, you can go to our calendar of events on our website. You can filter it. You can go to the Cliffdale branch, and if you're looking for programs for teens, you can put that age group in, and then the month. And if you're looking for programs in August, you can filter it, and all the programs at Cliffdale in August for teens will show up.
Give us an example of some of the programs you mentioned.
Well, as I mentioned a few minutes ago, we have the Indy Car for adults. We have story time. We have.
And you said you can even do it by age group, like you're looking for something for a certain particular age group.
Yeah.
That can.
Yeah.
That's fascinating. I had no idea.
Well, we also have the cooking, Cumberland
The Charlie
Cooks-
Cart.
Charlie Cart, thank you. Charlie Cart. And we have 3 of those, and they go around to all 8 branches, and our librarians, they do programs, cooking programs, and they are geared towards different age groups.
Oh my goodness, that's all. Is okay? Are the programs like a weekday? How give me an extent of that program. That's what I'm trying to dig into.
We have programs throughout the day, 7 days a week.
So if a person had a free day, say I want to come in and be a part of that, I don't have anything scheduled for Wednesday or Thursday, so I want to come in. Could I come in and start part of that program and go into one to the other? How does that kind of work? And to sign up, what's the process to be able to come?
Well, all of our programs are free and open to the public. So first
Say
of all,
that again, because that rings a bell with
Yes.
people. Yes,
That's right.
We are all about accessibility, so all of our programming is free and open to the public. And so going to the library calendar, like Tracy mentioned, there is something happening every day across our Cumberland County Public Library system. Every branch puts their programs that they're hosting into our calendar, and then you can search it. So you might have Wednesday free, and if you just look at that Wednesday, you can pull up programs across all 8 branches, find one that's closest to you, or find a program that matches your interests.
So I'm sitting home, just figured out I had a day off, don't have anything to do. My kids, what we had planned dropped through, so we're trying to figure out. So how do I access one of the programs? Just go to your website. Help me out with it. Give me from start to finish. I'm sitting home, just found out I had a free day for the next couple of days. Start me off. Walk me through that.
What I would do, I would go to our website.
Go to the website.
Go
Starting out
to
with
Cumberland
your
County
what-
Public Library.
Tell us that one more time. Because
Cumberland County Public Library. Go to our website, go to our calendar of events, and then you can filter from there. So if I'm sitting at home and I have a free afternoon and I'm looking for something to do, I'll go to our calendar of events and then I will filter to see where, and if I'm not limited by location, I would just filter what is going on Wednesday afternoon at all the library all the library branches. And I would see
would it be
what's.
different from different library? One library branch having one thing and another?
Yep, every location has different programs.
So you find out the one that's okay. Go ahead.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Yep, that's okay. So I would look at what seems interesting to me, and then if it requires a reservation, I will call. There's always a number provided if a reservation is required. There's a number that's linked to the program description. And then I'll call and see if it's still open. And but a lot of times, a lot of our programs do not require reservations.
Okay.
So I can just show up.
That is
And
wonderful.
yeah, just walk in. It's free, and I can participate in the program.
That is awesome
Yeah.
information. I know we're gonna play this back, and you really need. I'm gonna come back to that one again because there are so many that have no idea. And again, we parents are looking for things to do for their children or for themselves when they get that free moment. And what you've just given us is a litany of resources available age-wise and whatever interest-wise.
And it is nice because it puts that in the that process in the hands of the parents or the whomever to decide what program, what day, what location they want to go to. So they're the decision maker on that.
And you're saying now 8 different locations.
Yes.
Give me just a little span of the east side, west side. Where are you located?
Oh, we're all across the
all
county.
across.
So
you're close to somebody.
Yes,
No
yes,
doubt.
absolutely. That is the plan, is that we are local and accessible to every community. And so we have our East Regional Library branch, which is located out in the eastern part near Cape Fear, if you're thinking about that, right across from Cape Fear High School. We have Bordeaux, which is located by Cape Fear Valley Hospital in that area. Obviously, our headquarters branch is downtown Fayetteville on Maiden Lane. We have our Spring Lake Community Library, which reaches, our northern part of the county out there. And it is located near the FTCC campus in Spring Lake. We have, let's see here, North Regional Library, which is off of MacArthur Road near Ramsey Street.
Yes.
Let's see, we have Cliffdale Library off of Cliffdale Road. We have
Hope Mills.
Hope Mills Library.
No one has to drive far.
And West
at all.
Regional,
Yeah.
our West Regional Library branch is off of, if you think of Stony Point Road, we're actually attached to New Century Elementary
Yeah.
School out there towards Gillis Hill.
And also my understanding, a lot of the bus routes will stop close to a library.
The bus routes themselves.
Yep,
Okay.
maybe not in front of the actual building, but fairly close. So if
That
you don't
is
have a car,
awesome.
you can take a
That
bus.
is great info.
Well, speaking of your programs, summer reading has become one of the library's biggest annual programs. Why is it so important?
Well, summer reading, it helps prevent summer slide. So if you think about that, studies have shown that children can lose up to 25% of their reading progress whenever they have a long break in practicing
Oh my
that
goodness.
skill. Yeah, and so summer reading, the great part of that is it helps kids keep on track, but it encourages reading as something fun. We're not homework based.
Yes,
you can
yeah.
read and earn prizes, and that makes it exciting. There's activities that are centered around our summer reading program. So this summer's idea is Unearth a Story. And so we're kind of leaning into dinosaurs, which is,
Okay.
one of those high interest topics for a
Yes.
lot of kids.
Yeah.
But we offer activities for children, teen, and adults. So it's important to know that summer reading, while it has this great benefit for our school-age children, it also is something that the whole family can do together. It helps us rediscover a love and a joy of reading. So the families can participate together, and reading just 20 minutes a day can have a tremendous impact on your child to keep
Just
them
20
current.
minutes.
20 minutes a day.
Just 20 minutes a day. And keeping in mind, too, that reading is reading. I think that sometimes, as parents, I will say that I've been guilty of this. Sometimes we get stuck in expecting our kids to sit down and read, a novel. But we need to remember that reading is reading. Reading the newspaper, reading a graphic novel, comics is, one of the things that I enjoyed as a child. That's reading. If they're listening to an ebook, that's reading.
Yes, and with that reading, I know the library also serves seniors as far as reading as well, because I do know the older you get, to help you keep your remembrance, reading. Sometimes I try to practice reading different books, going to different genres, in order to keep my mind, active. So reading is very important. So how does the library serve your seniors as well?
We also have large print books for seniors at all the branches, and we also have audiobooks.
Is that becoming more popular than more, or is it still on the audio? I know a lot of people on the move now, riding, traveling. Have you seen an uptick in audio as opposed to just checking out regular literature? About even in
I would guess, purely guess, it's about equal.
Equal,
Yeah,
uh-huh.
because like what you said, driving, people when they're commuting or they go on vacation,
Yes,
they
yeah.
like to have the audiobook.
Trying to get a child, okay, kids get out of school, first thing they think about, let's have some fun, want to get away from reading. What are some of the programs or resources that you have that will still, let's say, make reading interesting, where they want to read without even being aware that I'm reading? You know what I'm saying? What are some of the, you mentioned like dinosaurs and stuff, you know, that's something to draw their attention. They're studying and reading without even realizing, I'm reading, but they're trying to learn about this topic. So what are some of the topics that's highlighted that will cause a child, they help a parent they keep their children engaged, pretty much? That may be a loaded question, but
Well, that would be a good question for a youth librarian.
But I will say that one of the things that our youth librarians do is through their story time, they often pull an array of books. And so, for example, one of our youth librarians at the headquarters library, they did a dig. And so our engine, the maker space,
Oh, yeah.
they created fossils and,
Okay.
and hid them. So the patrons, you know, the children are there and they're doing a dig to find dinosaur bones, and then they're putting it together. And then, of course, you know, because we are a library, there's, you know, a display of books that go along with the dinosaur. You know, you have paleontology and you have, you know, the different nonfiction books
Yes,
about dinosaurs,
yes,
but
yes.
also, you know, how do dinosaurs have table manners? Or
Okay.
Yeah.
so there's all of these different ways that we try to, you know, lean back into the reading aspect, but the programs really pull the kids in and get them engaged, and then we can kind of gently recommend some books that go along with what we've just talked
get them
about.
started and then put it in. Now, Joseph, you mentioned you kind of focus with a look at history. In fact, now you pulled up something and expand on this for me. That said, you can go all the way back to even like people, their homes, the history of that, who stayed there, because I'm interested in mine and you don't got my attention. Help me out there.
Yeah. So we have local and state history for the county and the state, but particularly locally, we do a lot of research and help people with local history. And Cumberland County Register of Deeds keeps deeds back to when the county was founded in 1754. And if you know how to navigate through it, as my department knows, you can use that to find where their house is today and just track it back and see what happened to the land over the last like 200 years or more. So yeah, that's something that we can help you with and be like, okay, 50 years ago, these are the people who owned their house. The house was built in like 60 years ago and stuff like that.
So when you travel up and down Hay Street, further down on Person, some of those older homes that's been converted into businesses, do you have history of them, like those, who stayed in those homes before they was formed into businesses and stuff like that?
That stuff.
Is that a part of history for Fayetteville, etc.?
Yeah, and especially Hay Street and Person Street. You mentioned two of the, I would say, most iconic streets in Fayetteville in terms of the history. Before the 1800s, like Person Street through the early 1800s was probably the biggest street in Fayetteville, and then 1900s was Hay Street. But yeah, we have information on that, what buildings were there. We have maps showing who owned the land in that area, even as back as the 1780s.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah, there's really a lot of history there.
Now, some of the history, even I'm going too deep in that. I was going to raise that. I know one time Fayetteville was almost being considered to be the capital for the state. Is that true? And then, but we lost. So you even have all that?
Yeah, that is true. Since in the 1780s, at the end of the Revolutionary War, they had moved the capital of the state, and then they were deciding, well, where are we going to put the new capital? And different areas of the state were competing. Some wanted it out in the eastern part, like where New Bern is. Some wanted it in Fayetteville. And they eventually picked a place in Wake County called Raleigh, which became the capital. And the legend is Fayetteville lost by 1 vote to become the state capital.
How many? Say it again.
1 vote.
One vote.
That's the legend. I don't think it was quite actually that close, but it was relatively close, and it is an interesting what if. Like, what if Fayetteville had become the capital? But yeah, for a brief period in 1789,
So if you had been here to vote to carry that vote or something, so we can dig back in families and find out who was the one that was absent that didn't help carry that vote, because we could have been. Oh my goodness! And all that can be found in the library. We can dig up all that. This is interesting information. Again, the resources that's available. So you was mentioning earlier, and I throw this out to anybody. You was mentioning earlier the kind of resources and services available in the library. Do all the libraries, some people say, well, I want to go to this one opposed to the other one because they have more resources. All the libraries pretty much equipped equally, where I can go on the east side, west side, and still be able to get what I need?
Yes, because we have a wonderful hold system, meaning if, let's say your home library is West Regional, and West is obviously smaller than some libraries like Headquarters in Cliffdale, but you can put a book on hold, so if you want a book that Headquarters has, you just put it on hold with your library card, and the library will deliver it to West Regional for you for free.
Oh my goodness.
And speaking about those resources, our libraries don't operate alone. Tell us about some of the partnerships that help expand your programs.
Oh, the community partnerships, they really, we could not do what we
Community
do
partners.
without the support of the community. And so just a few community partners. Cumberland Community Foundation, they help us through grants. The Story Walk, that's at Clark Park and Lake Rim Park, where as you go and walk through nature, there's storyboards that you can read a story with your family as you're walking through the park. Through Cumberland Community Foundation, we've also stood up some sensory spaces at our libraries through their grant funds and support. So at West Regional Library, we have a sensory play space where kids can come and explore their different senses through play. We have sensory spaces at our
That's
North
an
Regional
interesting one.
Library. And we also have one at Headquarters. We're about to do a little bit of a refresh on our Headquarters sensory space. It's well used, a well-loved room. And that's more of a calming space where if you need a moment to take a break, that is a perfect spot to do it.
We are already at the bottom of the hour, and we have with us today the Cumberland County Public Library staff that's blessing us and educating us on so many resources that, especially for our children, to help us through. And as she mentioned, not only for children but for senior citizens as well. We're gonna have to take a quick break. Please stay tuned. You're listening to Cumberland County Rise and Shine. We're gonna be right back.
The U.S. has launched strikes on Iran after Tehran's attacks on ships in the Strait of Hormuz. Governor Josh Stein signed the North Carolina state budget on Tuesday. The budget was finalized on June 30th. As North Carolina endures sweltering summer heat and higher demand for electricity, the next phase of Duke Energy's proposed rate increase held a hearing that differs from public hearings. This one was closed. It was held in Raleigh. The North Carolina Department of Transportation is asking the public to help shape its long-range transportation plan, meeting in Wilmington. The Craven County Commissioners have approved funding for Craven County Sheriff's Office to receive body cameras. President Trump says he's building a new helipad at the White House for the new Sikorsky helicopters they've ordered. Mike Rayleigh, NCN News.
I'm Jamie Monticelli, WIDU Radio News. The Cumberland County Board of Commissioners is set for a special meeting today to talk about the proposed joint 911 call center. That is at 9 a.m. The meeting is in room 564 of the Cumberland County Courthouse, and it's open to the public. It also will be live streamed. That proposed joint 911 communications center focuses on strengthening emergency communications, improving coordination among first responders, supporting firefighters, law enforcement, and EMS, standardizing operations and training, preparing for future technology, and supporting Fort Bragg and regional emergency response. Cumberland County says, are you interested in making a difference in your community? Become a paid precinct official and play an important role in the election process. Students are at least 17 years old, may be eligible to serve, making this an excellent opportunity for those studying government, civics, political science, public administration, or related fields. From WIDU Radio, I'm Jamie Monticelli.
It's a warm start to our Wednesday morning. Another heat advisory in effect from noon until 8 p.m. today. As we see high temperatures reaching the mid-90s, we'll see the heat index climbing above 103 or 104. Maybe a few stray showers and storms this afternoon. Slightly better chance heading into the evening than overnight lows in the mid-70s. We'll do it all over again Thursday. Highs in the mid to upper 90s. I'm meteorologist Chris Michaels in the NCN Weather Center.
You have always put others before yourself. Put your country above all else. Given everything you can, every time. Now it's time to forge a new path. At Fayetteville State University, we believe your service is our debt. So we're offering free military family tuition. Yes, absolutely free. And with new programs like cybersecurity, anything really can happen. Fayetteville State University. Are you in?
You ever notice how most helpful information always seems to show up just a little too late? Like, oh, the deadline was yesterday. Or,
you know you could have saved money if you'd done that earlier.
Timing matters. With smart timing, you can lower your energy costs by running appliances like washers, dryers, and dishwashers outside of peak hours. And by adjusting your thermostat just a few degrees higher between 3 and 6 in the afternoon, you can save even more. It's a simple shift that helps reduce strain on the energy grid, supports a more sustainable future, and keeps power reliable for everyone in our community. Because at Fayetteville PWC, we're committed to being environmentally responsible, dependable, and deeply invested in the place we all call home. Timing matters, and smart timing means savings. Learn more at startsaving@faypwc.com.
I'm Lady Patricia Campbell, and you are listening to Wake Up.
This is Sarah Alford, and I am the pastor of Joy Fellowship Outreach Ministry located at 18336 Highway 87 West, Tar Heel, North Carolina. And I am excited to be a part of Wake Up.
Amen again. Thank you for staying tuned. Again, you're listening to Cumberland County Rise and Shine. I'm Co-Pastor Al McAllister here with Dr. Teresa McAllister. And we are blessed to have the Cumberland County Public Library staff here to educate us. And they are educating us on the resources program that's available not only for our children, but for seniors, whatever age group. I was tremendously impressed when I think one of you started mentioning about all the program that's available. All you got to do is go on the website, start looking at the different programs that might interest you, key in on it, and you can just go and sit at the library and just find something productive to do throughout the day. But I think before we went off the air,
Yes.
Pastor, you were sharing.
Yes, we want to come back and reiterate. We were talking about the libraries don't operate alone, and that you have some partnerships that help you expand your programs. And we're going to give a twofold question there along with that. Highlight also, there may be those that are seeking, job seeking and for career development, tied in with also you get the partnerships, and perhaps there are others that might want to know what resources are available for job seekers and career development. Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll take some partnership questions. We were talking about Cumberland Community Foundation.
Yes.
Prior to that. We are also installing a music and movement garden at our headquarters library. That's planned to open in fall of this year. Phase 1 is focusing on the music piece of that, so that there'll be more than 10 musical and percussion instruments available outside of our headquarters library.
Pause there a moment. Unpack that a little more, because when you start talking music, you really talking. You draw in every genre right there, every age group.
Absolutely, and that's the plan. We want to bring people to Headquarters Library, and we want you to have a variety of experiences. And so this music and movement garden, there's a connection to how music can draw people in and activate different parts of your brain, right? And so this is in part due to a generous grant from the Cumberland Community Foundation.
Okay.
So getting back to those partnerships. So we're planning that for fall.
Okay.
Be on the lookout. We also have great partners in the Arts Council of Fayetteville, Cumberland County. They provide us with grants for our annual storytelling festival. We also partnered with them on our most recent Artist in Residence year. We just finished up. Kia Love was our resident at the Headquarters Library. She traveled to all 8 branches. She did programming with everyone from our children's to our adults. And now her work is on display at our Headquarters Library. But again, the Arts Council of Fayetteville, Cumberland County, they were an integral partner in that, helping us find our textile. She was a textile artist that was with us this year. Friends of the Cumberland County Public Library, they're about to celebrate their 50th anniversary. They bring authors to Cumberland County Public Library. They also host quarterly book sales. We have one coming up Friday, August 14th through Sunday, August 16th. Members can shop early on Monday, August 10th. Those funds that they raise through those quarterly book sales, they come right back to the library to help us with the innovative and exciting programs that our librarians are putting on. Fayetteville Parks and Rec, Cape Fear Botanical Garden, we have monthly story times that we partner with them on.
Monthly story time.
Yes.
Who's that story time? Age group wise, or is it?
Story time is typically for our younger patrons, but the fact that we send our librarians out to various parks and rec locations and to the Cape Fear Botanical Garden, that's huge.
Awesome there.
We're there to meet the community where they're at, and so that's exciting. We partner with a ton of local nonprofits. There are so many. I don't want to forget anyone, but they're so numerous. Healthcare organizations, Cumberland Health Net, they are in our headquarters lobby every single day, helping our patrons, connecting them to resources in the community. So the library is awesome, and we do not do it alone.
Through partnership.
Through partnership.
That makes a difference. That makes a difference.
Yes. So, again, what resources are available for job seekers and career development? You may even want to tie in that you have a space for volunteers as well.
Well, all our branches, our locations, have volunteers. If you're interested, go to location that you're interested in and ask for a volunteer form. You just fill it out, you give it to staff, and they'll take it from there.
Okay.
What are the hours on the libraries usually?
It depends on the location. We open at 9 for the public.
Okay.
And then it depends, I think we're open until like 7 during the weekday. And then on the weekends, it's abbreviated hours.
3 days a week we're open until 7.
7?
Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday.
And then the weekends?
Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday, and Sunday it's until 6.
Now, Joseph, help us understand a little bit more about the importance of the local history that's contained within the libraries that we need to have, but we don't know about.
Yeah, it's important because one, a big focus is genealogy, family history, because we think, well, your family is important, your family history is important, and most people don't know. We can actually help you get started with that. At the local history department, we can sit down with you and help you start creating your family tree and point you to the resources we have that can help you research further.
What's the cost on that?
We do not charge anything.
Say that again, because
we do not charge
I can go back
anything.
and learn my genealogy starting at the library.
Yeah, for free.
For free.
Yep.
I really want to emphasize that because, again, many people would love to know the genealogy, but it costs too much. I don't know how to get started with. How far back, is this something you see done often? How far back can you actually go?
Well, it depends on the
That may
person's.
be a loaded question again.
Yeah, it depends on the person's family, and we can't do all the work for you just because we don't have the time or the manpower. But a professional genealogist is going to charge you a lot of money.
Yes.
and we don't charge anything.
That's amazing.
But how far you can go back depends honestly on your family, if there's records available, and how much time are you willing to put into it.
So we do it ourselves. You just kind of guide us through the process.
We can guide and help you, and depending on the time we have, we might be able to do a little more depending on the case. And like if you're willing to wait like months to hear back from us, we might even be able to work on it even a little more if you're willing to wait. But we can't do all the work for you, unfortunately.
Okay. So even in finding that the genealogy going back, do you often find where people come to find out they're related to people right in today's world that they don't even know aware of? Like we may be cousins or something. I don't know.
Sort of. Everyone wants to be related to like royalty or like a famous actor or actress. We don't really find that much. Though, if you go far enough back, you're probably related to some king or queen at some point, like 10th cousin, 5 times removed or whatever.
That may be true, old chap.
Yeah. But occasionally we do find stuff. Like we actually found out there's a man in my department who he is a cousin of one of the Liberty Point Resolve signers.
Oh my goodness.
Downtown there's a monument to the Liberty Point Resolves, the Cumberland Association from 1775. And my department was researching it, and we found out that one of my staff members was a distant cousin of one of those signers, which we never would have found out if we hadn't done this project.
And all this has been available to us. We're just not aware of it, or some of us may not be aware that we can for free. We do the work, you got us do it, but we can actually go through and find genealogy, etc. So that is awesome to know.
Awesome.
Can I shout out something real quick here? Because Joseph is one of the most humble people that I know, and he's not going to shout himself out.
Okay.
But Joseph and his department have recently published a book. It was just released in the last month.
Awesome.
When we say that our local and state history department is the best around,
that's underscoring.
That's honest to goodness truth. So I want to shout Joseph out real quick and maybe get a little plug in there for your book.
Yeah. Awesome.
That is awesome. You know, Fayetteville has some rich history here that we are not aware of. And that's where we can, again, go back and find the history of Fayetteville and what we've been able to contribute to the state, to the country, et cetera, et cetera. Fayetteville, North Carolina's a great state, but Fayetteville is among the elite if we take time to learn a little bit about it.
Yeah, and that's why before we even close out, we're going to let you get the opportunity to tell things we may not know that's very significant in what each one of you do. Again, how does the library celebrate local history and culture? Because we know also that in the library, they want to know how also is we're celebrating America's 250th. Are there any upcoming historical milestones for this area? So we're kind of tying that in together, celebrate, how do you celebrate local history and culture, and how did you celebrate the 250th America's birthday?
Yeah, well, one way we actually did both is, if you've driven by the headquarters library on the Ray Avenue side recently, there's a nice mural on the side of the building now.
Yes, I've seen that.
And that connects to both America's 250 and Fayetteville's history, since there are some figures on it, such as the Marquis de Lafayette, who Fayetteville was named after, and he was an influential French figure who helped George Washington during the American Revolution. That's why Fayetteville was named after him. And then there are some other figures on it, such as Lewis Sheridan Leary, who he was son of Matthew Leary, and his brother Matthew Leary Jr. was one of the founders of Fayetteville State University. But Lewis Leary was with John Brown on John Brown's raid on Harper's Ferry in 1859, and what most people don't know, he was born right here and grew up in Fayetteville. So we have a portrait of him as part of the mural, and we have figures there also representing the military, since Fayetteville in this area has such a strong connection to the military, it's worth taking note of. And that mural connects to Fayetteville's history and also the history of America.
Joseph, this is good. Take us to school. Good gracious. we need another 30 minutes just to be able to let you continue to educate us in those areas. New programs that you foresee on the horizon, what's the future direction?
Well, I did mention we have the Music and Movement Garden opening in the fall. We also have been awarded the grant for our year 2 of Artist in Residence. So if you're a local artist, be on the lookout. That involves another partnership with Cumberland County Schools where our artist gets out there into the high schools and engages with the high school students on their preferred art medium. So if you're an artist, be on the lookout. Interested in applying come fall. We also have a bookmobile slated to make its debut in 2027. Again, another way for us to meet the community where they're at. So those are some of the big projects that are on the horizon.
Great. So again, tell us about the Library of Things and what can be checked out. What's the most checked out item that surprises people?
Oh, that program has been very popular. You can go to any branch and check out items from the Library of Things. You just need a library card, and items such as kitchen items, games, tools. I think we also had a couple of ukuleles going around. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And also a tent building kit for children. Just a wide range of items.
Building kits.
Yeah.
Can you expand on that a little bit?
Well, it was a tent building, so
Okay.
it was sticks.
Put them together.
Yeah, put them together,
And make
like
that
kind of like Legos in a way.
And you can just check that out, use it, and bring it back.
Yeah.
That's
So
called your
things
life.
that we're spending money on, a lot of things that we're spending money to purchase is available again at our libraries. All
Right.
we need to do is go and visit.
Right. We also have science kits, and what's nice, especially around the holidays, I've heard parents say that they're interested in getting a certain item for their children for Christmas, but they don't know if the child would be interested, so they'll check it out to gauge interest level before they purchase the item. So it's fun before you spend the
okay.
money on buying something, check it out. See if your child is interested in a ukulele, or see if your child is interested in this science kit. And it's free. Free, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yep.
Awesome.
Let me ask you, can someone just like come to the library and someone there and take a tour through and be introduced to all the resources available? Let's say if I don't know anything about a library, I've never been to one, out of date. If I was to come, is there people available like to kind of help escort me through to help me know what's available within the library system?
Absolutely. You just go to any branch and just let them know that you're curious about what the library has to offer, and if there's someone who can take them on a tour, answer some questions, and then.
I mean, you're saving us money, all right. I mean, I see money being saved that we're spending often. Whereas, again, and that's the whole purpose of our Cumberland County Rise and Shine, is to let the community know that resources that's available within the county that they're sometimes purchasing or just going without because they're not up to date, not aware that we have within that's being provided for. So I'm glad Ms. Diane is at the commissioners right now, because they're the one to help resource those items that we would need to go through. Let's we've only got about 5-6 minutes left. Share some of the things that if you had the mic and wanted the community to know that they've been missing out on, what would you, Josh, help us out, or Joseph, help us out a little bit, because I love hearing you, what you were just sharing, taking us to school.
Yeah, well, one thing my department has, which I really wish everyone knew about this, because whenever we tell people, they're like, I didn't know the library had that. But my department has a digital preservation lab, meaning we can convert old media that people have, such as old VHS tapes, cassettes, and even records, into more modern formats for free. So for instance, if you come in with an old camcorder tape of, let's say, Little Wedding from 30 years ago, we can take that and convert it to a DVD or to a MP4 video for you for free. We don't charge anything.
I had no idea. Say that one more time for everybody out there. Because okay, old school. I still, when Teresa and I got married, I hope it still works. I don't. How long does I got a VHS? I think it's called a VHS way back.
You can just bring that VHS by, when you're free, and we will convert it into a DVD or a flash drive for you.
Into a flash drive, from VHS to flash drive,
Yeah,
free of charge.
Yep, we just ask if possible that customers will bring a flash drive
Hold
with
up your
them.
right hand, swear that you'll do it. That is just amazing. The resources that we have available to us that we're unaware. Give us some more. I cut you off because I got excited about
Yeah. We can do cassettes. We can also do photo slides, like from the 50s and 60s. We actually have a Cumberland County Soil and Water right now. The past week has been converting like thousands of slides they had from the 1980s. Photo slides, and without a slide reader, like you can hold it up to the light, maybe make it out, but you can't digitize it. So we have a device, you just slide it in, and we can convert it into an image file for them.
Now, which library does this?
This is only available at the headquarters.
At the
library.
headquarters, okay.
Occasionally, we do go out to Bill Crisp Senior Center. We make the lab mobile, and once every 3 months, we'll go out to Bill Crisp on a Monday and do it there. And if there's any organizations that would want us to do this at their place, contact us. We can probably schedule something, and we can take it out into the community as well, so you don't have to drive downtown.
Thank God for Rise and Shine Cumberland County. There are so many resources available to the community that I pray that they let you come back again and share events, things that's going on, et cetera, and programs that will help the community. That's a litany. Help us. Is there more?
My department also has the Fayetteville Observer on microfilm. We're the only place really which has all of the Fayetteville Observer collection. And the Observer's the oldest newspaper still in print in North Carolina. Not consecutively, but we have it on microfilm, so if you grew up in Fayetteville in, let's say, the 1970s, and you know there's a photo of you in the paper from 1970s, but you don't have it. If you know the date, you can come in person and we can get the photo for you.
That is amazing.
Awesome.
Ms. Daniel, help us with that. Anything that you can share
That you like.
that we've not.
We talked about experiences.
Yes.
And we also have a partnership with Fascinate You Children's Museum downtown and the Cape Fear Botanical Garden, where you can go to the headquarters library with your library card and get a pass for guests to go and experience these other resources that we have in our community. And so that will get you a pass in. I know that parents are out there looking for something to do this summer. That's a great
wonderful,
idea.
yes.
So come by headquarters, pick up your experience pass for Fascinate You Children's Museum or the Cape Fear Botanical Garden.
That is awesome.
And what I'd like
Ms.
to
Tracy.
tell people is to please follow us on social media. That's where you're going to find out the latest. For instance, if there is going to be a closure, a branch closure, we will put it up on social media. So you will find it there first. Also, we have our programs on social media. We'll highlight various programs, and you'll find that on social media. So that's where you're going to find the latest. So go to Cumberland County Public Library on Facebook, and for Instagram, it's CCPLNC, and follow us.
That is absolutely amazing. Again, we have the staff from the Cumberland County Public Library. And again, as shared earlier, they're located throughout Cumberland County, from the east to the west side. I think you mentioned 8 different libraries. The history that's available, the resources, the programs, it's, my goodness. Thank you all for taking time to pause to come and share with us the resources that's available, because what we want to do is make sure the community is educated on what's available to us. And you kept mentioning free. All of these resources that you shared with us, they're free. That's unbelievable.
Yeah, so we learned today that the library is much more than just a place to check out books. And so we thank you that it's a community hub for learning, creativity, technology, and lifelong discovery. So we thank you for that, and especially for the summer, where we are looking for our children to have something to do, as well as seniors. And so this is something that's great to know. Many don't know that. I didn't know that the library has so much that it does in our communities and in other places. So we thank you for that, keeping that data going for us.
Now, if you have a library card for one library, can you use it for all the different branches?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. And how long does a card last? When does it?
It lasts for 3 years, but when it expires, all you have to do is show proof of residence in the county, basically confirm their information, like you still live in the county, and it'll be renewed for another 3 years.
Let me hit this last one in, because our time is gone already. I had a library book and I lost it. Now I'm scared to come out to the library. Oh, what do I do? That wasn't a question on the list.
Would you like to share more?
But most of us have a book. Yes.
Well, just come
Because
back.
I don't want. There are people
Some people
that's
afraid.
afraid to come back because I can't find my book from last time, and they're gonna charge. So what do I do?
We're now fine free, so we don't charge for lost books. So there are a couple items we still charge, like if it's a library of things item, like it's lost, I think we charge for that. But if it's a library book, don't be afraid. Just come back, and we can.
You're not
take,
gonna lock us up in the thing.
Nope,
We just
nope. We can take it off your account, and you can check out books again.
Listen, I'm having too much fun, so we better close this out. Again, you've been listening to Rise and Shine Cumberland County. We've had this staff. We have the staff here from Cumberland County Public Library. Again, go to that website. Just check out the litany of information that's available to us. Again, we certainly bless God for you being with us this morning. Again, Miss Danielle, Mr. Joseph, and Miss Tracy, and of course, Mr. John with us. From the staff. We bless God for you. Again, you've been listening to WIDU, a new program that's been created to help the community. We ask you to continue to stay tuned to WIDU, a radio station that's knowledge-based and issue-driven. It's already 10 o'clock, and we're out of here. God bless you. Have a great day.